Hey all, it's Aaron here from Stratos AI. So, as an AI consultant, I get to see the 5 AI diseases that are plaguing our space on a daily basis. So, whether this is people that are using AI or wanting to sell some form of AI or just get involved with it, I see this every single day. So, these are the 5 AI diseases to stay away from if you want to be rich. So, firstly, who am I? So, I'm an AI consultant to SMEs. I simply help them understand AI and how to integrate it into their business operations. And if they want help building those things, we will build them. Me and my team will come in, we'll build solutions, and we'll give them to you. So, we make your life easier. A bit about me: my work has been featured in the Daily Mail, Lad Bible, Men's Health Magazine. I've got AI clients in insurance, medical, care, and education industries. You can see my verified clients on my TikTok and my pin post. You'll see testimonials from my clients in their offices talking about what we've been up to and some exciting AI stuff. Let's quickly dive into the first disease here: shiny object syndrome. I see this plaguing AI every single day. AI naturally, because of how new it is and fast paced it is full of new tools daily, which means the new thing looks more shiny than the thing that you're working on. So then you end up shifting this way. And then the day after, there's something else. So you end up going this way. This is a real disease in the AI space, and you should really work to not have this, okay? Everything that is shiny looks good. So I don't want you to jump into every new trend. Instead, I want you to focus on 1 or 2 AI skills very deeply and work to become a master, because impact in anything comes from mastery, not constant switching. Think about everybody that you follow or that you look up to. It wasn't because one day they did AI apps and the next day they did AI marketing and then the next day they did AI ads and the next day they did AI copywriting. It was because they focused on one thing and they got really, really, really good at it. That is disease number one, which is a shiny object syndrome. Remember, if it's all shiny, it might not be what it is actually made up to be. Disease number two, it's called a longevity paradox. So I want you to think long term, not just what's hot. And this, I agree, is very tough to do in AI, because as soon as something is released onto the internet goes wild. The AI space goes absolutely berserk, and everybody's on that new trend. And then guess what? That new trend is now an old trend come next week, because now there's something else. So everybody's jumping onto that new thing. It's kind of challenging to think long term, but you really need to fight through the weeds and figure out what thing you want to take forward that has longevity, that will be here for 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years. Because if you're building something now that is short lived, it will not be a solid AI foundation. Whereas if you think long term, you'll have a greater foundation, a more stable foundation. So, an example that I always give in my AI consultancies to businesses is when you have these tools. So, for example, when people were building AI avatars, they were kind of patching together 3 or 4 different softwares to bring an avatar together. So, the voice, the looks, the character consistency, and all the other stuff. 3, 4 different softwares, okay? Now we just have one tool solutions that have replaced all those different 3 or 4 tools. So that's what I call the longevity paradox. So what does that do to your operations, your long-term vision? You have to think about these things. So longevity means future proofing your AI strategy, right? How can I have an AI strategy now that will still stand the test of time in 1 or 2 years? It's funny because I heard something from Jeff Bezos once. He was doing an interview on a stage, and he said when we were building Amazon and when we were going through the internet boom, we were thinking, what isn't going to change? What will not change? And that is, people will still want consumer goods, they'll still want them delivered, and they'll want them delivered quickly. So that's one thing we couldn't see changing for the next 10, 20 years, because there is no other way around it really, other than having a magic machine in your house and having it build whatever item you've ordered. And that's not going to happen. Somebody, a factory somewhere has to build it. It still has to be shipped. Number three, this is a massive one. I just can't stand this one because it really does affect someone's character and logic, and it can send you on a wild path. Disease number three, herd mentality. You want to really avoid blindly following the crowd. It's very tough to do. I understand the internet is a place full of influence and people that you think know what they're talking about. So it's sometimes easy to start blindly following people, but all is not what it seems. The internet is just full of people copying each other. So what that means is you need to have a unique proposition that you can bring to the internet that is very tough to be replicated as well. You don't want to be copying other people, because if you can copy, then everyone else can copy as well. It's a very easy, copyable, duplicatable thing that they have going on. Whereas if you have a more complex, in-depth structure to whatever operation or business you have going on, it's much tougher to copy. I want you to stand out by leveraging your unique expertise. Okay, that is one thing that people can't copy, is your history, your knowledge, your life experiences, your expertise. That is unique to you. Another person cannot come along and pick up your brain and put it in theirs. They can copy your website, they can copy your offer, they can copy some of the softwares that you're using, but your expertise, that cannot be copied. So when you versus somebody else is pitching a potential prospect, you have expertise in that industry, in that business. The second person does not have industry expertise or experience. That prospect will see this light and day. They will know you know what you're talking about. You speak the language, you speak the lingo, you understand the terminology, you understand what we do, the industry. The other person doesn't. They are just concerned with making a sale. Prospects are not stupid. Don't treat them as stupid. They're very smart to be where they are, and we have to treat them with some form of respect. So this is a big one that I think will unlock millions for the average Joe. Create AI solutions that reflect your own niche. Disease number 4, I think affects most of us, to be honest. This is probably the most applicable. Thinking and not moving. So I don't want you to think about every single little detail. At the end of the day, it's execution that matters. Okay, so action leads to learning and progress. This is a key. This is a disease that plagued me in my 20s. I had all the knowledge, I had my head in the books every single day. You could ask me about many things in life and I had an answer for it, whether it was astrology, whether it was psychedelics, whether it was conspiracy theories, whether it was mycology, the study of mushroom. You ask it, I had read it. I had read Harvest Business Review books, everything. But I was just sat there reading and not doing anything with it, which was a bad disease for me. So I actually heard a saying once, which is, if you ever think you're underqualified, there are people out there doing what you want to do, living your dream life, and they are actually less better than you in terms of their knowledge and execution. They're not as smart as you. They don't have what you have, but they are doing what you want to do. They have your dream life because they're just moving. They're moving and learning on the job, which is brings me on to this point really, which is you want to plan a little bit for sure, but then you want to be executing as well. Plan little, execute big. Just repeat that every day, every week. Iteration beats endless strategizing. Well, this is something that we say when it comes to AI powered applications. You want to launch your MVP, which is your minimal viable product, which could be your mobile app for, let's say, gardening. It won't be the best app. It'll be the first iteration, but at least you get to gauge your market and if there's a demand for it. So the first iteration, just getting it on its legs quickly within a month, beats just working on it for 6 months straight and never releasing anything. Disease number 5 here is think disruptively. We all know AI is naturally disruptive. Whatever AI gets his hands and claws on, it disrupts things. Okay, whether it's the flow of businesses, whether it's industries, how education is done, how we learn, everything you can think of, AI is disrupting. So you should also be thinking disruptively as well. You have this technology that has the ability to just make ripples like no other tech before in someone's life, in someone's business, in someone's industry. So you want to be embracing that innovative, game-changing idea that you may have. AI has made it more simple and easier and quicker than ever to achieve that idea. Going back before AI, if we had a crazy idea, it was a big risk. We'd have to plow so many resources into it, time, money being a big one, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of pounds into this idea. Now we don't have to have that. You could have this crazy, bold idea and you could go and take action on it. That is the power of the technology that we have in front of us. And for most of us, it's free, it's accessible. You all have ChatGPT on your phone, you have Claude, you have Google Gemini. These resources are widely available and accessible. So disruption can be your competitive edge. Like I said, think of that crazy bold idea that you know would work. You've spoke about it for the last 10 years when you're with your friends in your local restaurant or pub, and you've said, hey man, you know what, I wish I took action on that app, I wish I took action on that software. You can do it now. Okay. And very lastly, do not be afraid to think differently and challenge norms. So I want to give you a story here. I had a Airbnb business at one point which ran kind of successfully, to be honest. And my standpoint on that was, how can I bring something to the Airbnb industry that is new, right? I want to challenge the norm where people go in to an Airbnb and you kind of check in, you get your keys, you go in, and it's all done. We were offering complimentary services, right? So we offered all the normal biscuits and teas and coffees, high end stuff that you got. But on top of that, we offered a chauffeur service. If maybe somebody wanted to be picked up from the airport and dropped off to the Airbnb, we were doing a flower service. So sometimes, people stay away for birthdays or anniversaries. So we offered to connect them with our supplier in the local area. These are all just value add. So we challenged the norms and it worked brilliantly because we thought different. We acted disruptively. To be honest, these things I've just spoke about never really affected the day-to-day operations because guests were coming in anyway. We were communicating with the guest anyway. They would check in anyway. They would stay there anyway. So if we could offer to maybe pick them up in a chauffeur service with a local car hire company, or if we can put flowers in the apartment, it was just a value add. And it helped us massively, right? It helped the reviews, it helped boost the listings on booking.com and Airbnb. So don't be afraid to challenge the norms. These are 5 diseases that I think are really plaguing people right now. But if you can cure these, if you can overcome them, riches are more or less inevitable if you take action. Well, I hope you really enjoyed this. I hope you took a lot away from it. Again, it's everything that I've seen from a bird's eye view in the AI space. And yeah, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.